Hey, congratulations. If you just recently got a promotion, I'm proud of you. You made it. Now what? The biggest piece of advice I can give you, don't act like that you know it all. Today on the Sales Life, now that you got promoted, I'm going to give you some tips on how to gradually promote your mindset as well. The two pieces of advice that I can give you is to take the initiative and ask questions. One of the biggest mistakes I see as a young manager is that they take the mindset that they had from the previous position and they try to take it into the new position now. So, in other words, if you were a top producer at one time, then you take that same mindset, acting like you're a top producer, top dog. But you got to understand you're in a new position. So, at one time you were at level 10, but now that you've accepted the new position, you're back on the bottom rung. You're level 1. And the biggest mistake that I see in young managers who are newly promoted is that they take the mindset thinking that they're still the top producer, they're the top dog, and you're not at all. That is what got you there. Now you got to earn your spot again. I don't want you to walk in acting like that you have all the answers. And I get that you have something to prove to the doubters, and you have something to prove to those who are actually welcoming you. So I get the fact that you want to walk in thinking that you have all the answers, but you don't. And this is one of these rare moments that you actually have, that you got a lot of runway. So you will have a limited amount of time that you can actually it's the honeymoon. So you're walking in with this honeymoon scenario, but the honeymoon don't last forever. So, and as a young, newly promoted manager, you've got some flexibility. You've got some runway. You've got to use every bit of that. So don't come in as a know-it-all. Come in as a know-at-all. I don't know it all. Ask questions. Take the initiative. When you first come in, it can be easy to look at another manager, a senior manager, and just because you guys bear the same title, you don't bear the same experience. So don't come in just because, okay, now I got the same title as this one over here. You don't, because she has a decade worth of experience in management. You do not. She has seen things and gone through things that you can't teach. You can only learn through experience. You've got to come in this situation and just be wide open. The first thing I want you to do as a new manager, ask the questions, but take the initiative. And taking the initiative, it seems a little contrarian, but you're not waiting to be told to do anything. You're actually taking the initiative to take on things. And what these taking on things are is where you're actually lightening the load for the senior managers. And I know that you think that when you first, well, I mean, I don't have to do that. I mean, I'm a manager too. No, you're not. You're not equal. You have the same title, you don't bear the same experience. Here is your superpower. No one's going to teach you in management. You have to take, and you have to take the lessons. You have to take the opportunities. It does not mean that you're in a solo project. It does not mean that you're rowboating alone. No, but no one is going to be incentivized. A senior manager does not want to take the time necessarily to teach you everything. So you have to take the initiative. You have to take the opportunities. And the way that you do that is you take the burdens, you take the grunt work, you take the things that they don't want to do, and you do it for them. Now, let me tell you what that's going to do. Because you're taking it on for them, you're doing these things. Not only do you get a chance to learn and figure these things out, but you've earned the right to ask the questions. And you're able to say, hey, how do I do this? And because you're lightening the load for them, they're incentivized to answer your questions. Older managers are what's in it for me. I don't mind teaching young managers, but there are responsibilities that I got to handle. So for me to stop everything to do something for you, I don't necessarily want to do. But if you're doing something for me on my behalf, and I didn't even ask you to do it because you took the initiative, now I'm more incentivized to answer those questions and help you out and get you going along the way. So this is a prime opportunity for you. You get a 2-for-1. You take the initiative, you learn extra things that no one is going to teach you, You add it to your tool bag of experience as you go on, and you learn along the way. There are going to be times when you're by yourself. Don't be so quick to ask for help, depending what the consequences are. And I know it sounds contrarian, but let me help you out. Many times, young managers are too quick to ask for help in low consequence situations. They get to a sticking point and they're quick to, hey, I can't find how to get to the next screen. I can't match my numbers up. Don't be so quick to ask for help on these low consequence moments. Meaning, what I want you to do is I want you to get to a sticking point and go one click above that. So get to the point where you're like, dude, I can't figure this part of it out. Right there, sit in there, go one click above, because you're going to start building up your tolerances. If you're too quick to ask for help, then you develop that habit and it becomes so habitual that you depend on everybody else to bail you out. And there are low consequence moments. How to get to another screen? Your numbers don't match up. Everything that you need to know is right there. You just don't know what to look for. So if you get to these sticking points and then you got to FIO, you got to figure it out. This is how you're going to learn more. And then when you get to the sticking point and one click above, and then you still can't go any further, then what I want you to do is I want you to ask for help. If you're a senior manager, you've been in positions before where a young manager taught you something. And this is proof positive that people are going to teach you from the scope of their limitations. Okay? So if I were to teach you something, I'm going to teach you based on the experience of everything that I know. But there may be new abilities or features that I know nothing about. So if you're too quick as a young manager to come ask me for help, then what's going to happen is I'm going to teach you from all that I know. But there's something else that is out there that you could have learned on your own. And then this is where it sloshes back, where you actually come back as a young manager and you start teaching the older ones. Did you know you could do this? I've had countless times where young managers who have a fraction of time on me, I've been in management for 23 of my 24 years. And there are young managers who have been there for 2 months and say, Marsh, did you know you could do this right here? And I'm like, oh my God, I had no clue. But see, if all they did is, as a young manager, if all they did was depend on me to teach them everything that I know, they would have never learned that. You see how that works? It's 360, man. But if you come in with this mindset as a newly promoted person, oh, I got it all figured out. Oh, I'm supposed to be here. You got to respect me. No, you got to earn the respect, number one. And number two is you got to ask a lot of damn questions. You got to ask questions that nobody's even saying, do you understand? Just ask the questions. Think about it like this. Think about it as a young salesperson. When salespeople start, the first thing I tell them to do is don't go out there acting like you have a decade worth of experience in selling. Customers can sniff that out. So if they can sniff that out, then you come across as full of shit and they're not going to buy from you because they don't trust you. So as a new salesperson, stay green for as long as you can. Act like you don't know it all. Tell customers you don't know it all. And what happens is the customers have compassion on you and they say, okay, hey, cool. And they'll actually like the fact that they were able to help you out along the way. That's the same kind of mindset that you have to have as a young manager. Let me ask you this. Have you ever had a senior manager that is dumb as a box of rocks? I mean, dude, they've been doing this for 5 years. And you're like, bro, how'd you get this far? Here's why. They're full of shit. This is how they screwed up. They came in thinking they were the top dog, and they came in with that mindset. They never asked questions. So as the hallways got more narrow, the expectations rose, the consequences and the stakes rose, and their hallway, their time that they had to ask questions has now gotten very small. So now, because you've been doing this for a certain amount of time, I expect you as a senior manager to know what you're supposed to be doing. And see, if you come in like that and you lose that honeymoon, this is where you have to burn the candle on both ends, and you have to act like you know what's going on, and you ain't got a freaking clue. Proof positive. So why not come in as a rookie? Look at it like this. My daughter's in 8th grade. She's the queen of 8th grade. Next year, she goes to high school. She's in 9th grade. In 8th grade. She's in the top of the hallway. Teachers absolutely love her. Next year, bottom rung. Starting all over. Freshman. Got to ratchet it back up. And this is the reason why people don't grow. This is the reason why people don't throw their hat in the promotion ring. This is the reason why people are saying, I'm good. No, because they don't want to go back to the bottom rung. Because being at the bottom rung shows that you're vulnerable, shows that you don't have the answers, shows that you're dependent on someone else, shows that your weaknesses, you don't know how to figure things out. It's perfect. If you're in that position, you're exactly where you want to be. And if you're newly promoted, please, please, please take the initiative and ask all the questions you possibly can. If you do that, you're going to level up. It's something that you earn along the way. All right, guys, stay amazing. Stay in the sales life.